Konnichiwa, ni hao, hola, guten tag, aloha, buongiorno, namaste, drasvutria, shalom, bonjour, and what's up? I'm Zan, and welcome to the Spiraken Manga News Podcast, bringing you the eyes on the latest manga news for the week of Thursday, January 20th to Wednesday, January 26th, 2022. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and check out our manga review podcast at www.spiraken.com. If you have any questions about the various news reports we're going to be talking about today, you can email me personally at Zan, that's X-A-N, at Spiraken.com, or you can tweet me at Spiraken, and let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoy what you hear, remember to support our Patreon and help us create more fun content for you to enjoy. And now that that's out of the way, let's actually get to the manga news of the week. And we've got some very unique stuff this week, starting off with some adult manga reading list news, because the American Library Association's Graphic Novels and Comic Roundtable, or GNCRT, announced its 2021 Best Graphic Novels for Adults reading list. And out of all the different graphic novels that were listed, 3 manga titles were included, including My Alcoholic Escape from Reality, Jinzutsu Tohei Shitera Bonoboro no Nata Hanashi. This is by Kaba Nagata, and this actually was in the top 10 at number 3. The other 2 mangas that were on this list were Tono Monogatari. This is by Shigeru Mizuki. And then Rimina by Junji Ito. Kind of cool. We got a nice blend. We have some autobiographical mangas, we have some fantasy manga, and then we have Junji Ito horror crap. So there's that. Also in their 2021 graphic novels for children's reading list, Sue and Tai-chan by Kanata Konami was included in the list. So for all you cat fans, there is more representation for the creator of Chi Sweet Home. Pretty awesome, right? The next bit of news we have is kind of unique because Shueisha has launched a new manga platform called Yoi Comic, Y-O-I, Yoi. And this is part of its media site Yoi, which was created in September of 2021, which is themed on body, mind, and sex, and trying to answer the question of why these topics are difficult to talk to friends and family about. Now, the new media manga platform was released on the 19th of January, 2022, so the manga platform service launched with Chihiro Senjo's 17.3 About a Sex Watashi Tachi no Real. This manga was released on Wednesday, and the manga adapts the 9-episode 17.3 About a Sex live-action series which premiered on Abama TV in September 2020. Now, additionally, Shueisha announced that in cooperation with 5 of its magazines, it will publish 10 one-shots from various popular mangaka on the theme of menstruation starting in March. Now, the 5 magazines that are included are Ribbon, Margaret, Bisatsu Margaret, Cookie, and Kokohana. Now, the one-shots will appear on the Yoi Comic platform, and some of the one-shots are going to be spin-offs of previous works, and so will be completely original works. Now, the creators who are contributing to this project are Honaka Kinoshita, Ayumi Komura, Mayu Sakai, Zachary Sato, Masako Shitara, Nane Haruna, Mizuki Hoshino, Masayo Miyagawa, Mayu Murata, and Wakana Yanai. So we've got some great fun things going on there. Now that that's done, let's actually get to some sad news. It's been finally announced several months late, but creator Tsunezu Muratani passed away on November 22nd, 2021. He passed away at 87 years old and was mostly known for his history comedy manga series known as the Nihon Rikeshi Manpo, or Strolling Through Japanese History. He also wrote the Dr. Sururi manga and the Gakken manga series. Now, this was a manga series that focused on Japanese history, world history, and several historic characters in a fun way. And it's a shame that he passed. He's someone, if you have a chance, check out his artwork. It's really good, and some of the stories are really well done. The bigger news is actually comic news, because on Sunday, the 23rd of January, this Sunday, comic artist Jean-Claude Miseres passed away. Now, some of you are probably unfamiliar with who this guy is, but if you're a comic fan and you're in the know, this is kind of a big deal. So, Miseres was a French artist who was born in 1938 in Paris, and he, along with writer and frequent collaborator Pierre Christin, were best known for the sci-fi graphic novel series Valerian et Laureline, or Valerian and Laureline, which started in 1967. They also worked on several other graphic novels together, including Le Site du Aux, Mouvant l'Empereur des Mille Plantes, sorry, my French sucks, Lady Polaris, and Atlas Comique, Les Habitants du CL. Now, if you're not familiar with Valerian and Laureline, this was made into Valerian and the City of a Thousand Worlds, that weird movie that came out a couple years ago. But it's visually stunning. He's known for this amazing artwork, which is truly detailed and unique. Because that, he actually won the grand prize at the Angoulême International Comic Festival in 1984 and was the conceptual designer on Luc Besson's 1997 film The Fifth Element. You can actually see the panels work, and it's like a comic book. It's really cool. And this is a big hit in the comic world because he was such a big deal. And usually I don't talk about comic artists. There's a couple that I would talk about if they pass, and hopefully they don't pass for a long time. But yeah, this is kind of a big deal. So our hearts in the world, is going to feel horrible with this loss for a long time. So with that in mind, let's actually get into some licensing news. Now, it's been announced that Azuki has some new additions to their title, because they're going to be adding 4 new manga titles from Glacier Bay Books and Starfruit Books to their digital platform. So from Glacier Bay, we're getting False Stars, Red Riding Hood's Wolf Apprentice. This is by Sayaka Mogi. Now, Mani and Wu, they exist in a world unevenly divided between 3 tribes, the humans, the Beastkin, and Hunter. Whereas none could abide by either of the other, the 2 of them, Beastkin and Hunter, made a family together. This is their story. A standalone work featuring the Hunter Wool and his Wolf Apprentice Mani. It also completes the short series Red Riding Hood's Wolf Apprentice, which is published by Kodansha. The other title by Glacier Bay is En-chan's House. This is by Ayumu Arisaka. Combining a modern aesthetic approach with a whimsical vision of creation mythology, the story follows a titular En-chan who, becoming involved in a natural disaster at a convenience store, time shifts to herself as a 1-year-old child. Sounds kind of intriguing. Definitely got to check it out on Azuki. Now, the manga from Starfruit Books include Look Into My Eyes by Miyako Yoko. This is following the decision of the pop idol group to disband. The manga focuses on the struggle of one member who's reliant on the group to bolster her own self-esteem and keep her personal demons at bay. If you're into Yuri, this one's going to be a great look into the world of being in a pop idol group and all things. Think of a less disturbing version of Perfect Blue, and this is what this manga is about. Anyway, the other manga by Starfruit Books is going to be The Town You Live In by Uminoji. Now, this is a full color collection of 3 stories. Someone's learning more about who they are by accepting themselves just the way they are. Someone learning more about a lover who's no longer with them. And someone learning more about the world by searching for a place where they belong in their own town. This anthology is one which I definitely recommend checking out because it is so unique with the 3 stories that are going on in a very simplistic and simple concept connecting them together. Check it out. Azuki's been doing great things with their releases, and I gotta say, it's great to see them doing the manga's work out there. So congrats, guys and girls. Anyway, next we have some stuff from Kodansha because they've licensed several new mangas. First off, they've licensed Be Very Afraid of Inuki Kanako. This is by Inuki Kanako. And this is from the mind of Japan's queen of horror manga. This is a short story collection sure to put a grin on your face and send a chill down your spine. Survived 7 of the author's hand-picked scares plus original commentary from the author herself. For more than 30 years, Inuki Kanako has been terrorizing boys and girls with twisted catch-22s and ghoulish monsters. Discover one of the best-kept secrets of global horror with the selection of some of Inuki's most popular short comics. She is the female Junji Ito, and if you like horror, check her out. Next we have Is Love the Answer by Uta Isaki. A poignant coming-of-age story about a young woman coming into her own as she discovers her identity as aromatic asexual. A complete story in a single volume from the creator of Mine-kun is Asexual. When it comes to love, high schooler Chika wonders if she might be an alien. She's never fallen for or even had a crush on anybody, and she has no desire for physical intimacy. Her friends tell her that she just hasn't met the one yet, but Chika has doubts. It's only when Chika enters college and meets peers like herself that she realizes there's a word for what she feels inside, asexual, and she's not the only one. After years of wondering if love was the answer, Chika realizes that the answer she's long sought may not exist at all, and that's perfectly fine. This is one of those stories which focuses on a very difficult subject. Definitely one that, if you're interested, you should check it out. Falling Drowning by Yuko Inari. Honatsu just started her 2nd year of high school, and already rumors are floating around that she's dating her childhood friend Toma. While Hinatsu isn't totally opposed to the idea, she isn't sure what she feels for Toma can really be called love. But when aloof transfer student Shun Tachibana appears, the water gets even muddier. How does Shun connect to the past she can't remember? And can Honatsu decide what she truly wants when her head and her heart are pulling her in two different directions? A romantic story which is covering one of the biggest issues anyone has, falling in love with two different people. Check it out as you will. Following that, we have Fungus and Iron by Ayaka Katayama. Dante's life on Amagisa seems normal enough to him, even though everyone around him calls him an oddball. But there's a chance meeting with a young woman named Aoi changes everything. Dante can no longer sit idly by, unless, of course, he is made to. Enough said. Next, we have Lightning and Romance by Rin Mikimoto. Sumiri wants to experience romance, but will she ever get the chance when her new seatmate is a 20-year-old with swirling rumors surrounding him? A dangerous new romance from the author of Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight, Kirakun Today, and Love's Reach. Following that, we have Sakura's Dedication by Fuyu Yukimiya. Sawa just got out of a relationship with her cheating boyfriend and is on the lookout for an honest guy. But when her classmate Sakura confesses, she rejects him as he's not her type. But then he confesses again, and again, and again. What's a girl to do in the face of such honest dedication? Now, this is a big deal, and it's kind of cool. The next title is The Transient One-Sided Love of Yoshida the Catch by Shizuki Fujisawa. Meet Yoshida. He's cool, he's smart, and he's really, really good looking. He's the company superstar and has the eye of every available woman for miles around. But Yoshida only loves one woman, the manga artist and walking disaster Sena Shimakaza. Yoshida is the glue that holds her whole team together and helps them limp through each and every deadline. But despite his personal greatness and obvious management skills, his love is somehow totally one-sided. What's an overachiever like Yoshida to do? Who knows? Then we have Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister by Marcy Naito. Yuryu Kamihate has had a rough start to life, but plans to forget it all by achieving his dream, matriculating into medical school. But when he arrives at his new foster home, a working shrine, his dream of a quiet life to study goes up in smoke. Not only will he be living with the three beautiful, lively Amagami sisters, but he learns that he must marry one of them and take over the temple. A new type of harem series that could be really good or really dark. Then finally, we've got Parasite Full Color Collection by Hitoshi Iwaki. Yes, the very same Parasite that we talked about in episode 121 of this podcast, the story of parasitic aliens who must invade and take control of human hosts to survive. However, due to an error, one of them accidentally infects a teenage student, Shun, in the wrong area. As opposed to taking over his head, he takes over his hand. Now dubbed Miggy, this alien invader, and Shun must combat this alien invaders while trying to live together and coexist. An amazing horror action series that has been adapted so many times and is one of my favorite manga series. This Parasite Full Color Collection is one I'm very excited for, and I can't wait to see what they do with this. One last thing from Kodansha, they've officially announced that on Monday, they're going to publish all 25 volumes of Toru Fujisawa's Great Teacher Onizuka manga series, and all 9 volumes of the Great Teacher Onizuka GTO 14 Days in Shonen manga series digitally. They're coming out February 1st, and the manga is going to be available on Bookwalker, Comixology, Kindle, Apple Books, Comic Play, Nook, Kubo, Inozo, My Anime List, and several other retailers. Now, there's no word about GTO Paradise Lost and Shonen Junai Gumi, and if they're going to get released or not. So that's kind of a shame, but we're getting the base series, which is awesome. If you've never read GTO, it's in my top 10, even though it did not age well. It's an amazing story about a biker punk who becomes a teacher for the sole purpose of getting laid, and he ends up becoming one of the greatest teachers alive because of his motivations. And if you want to hear a more in-depth review, we did review this back in episode 50 of the manga review, which was quite a while ago. That was all the way back in 2009, so it's been a while. Also, fun fact, I own all of GTO and 14 Days in Shonen, and I have a couple of volumes of Shonen Junai Gumi. So I like GTO, I know my stuff. I just wish they released Common Teacher, but that's a whole other argument. But those are our releases, except for one more thing. We have news from Viz that they've announced that they've added the first 8 chapters of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean digitally on the Shonen Jump service. New chapters are going to be released every week, and there's no news on if we're getting a hardcover volume or when it's going to be released, but if you want to read the story of Jolene Cujo, it's available now on the Shonen Jump service. Pretty cool and pretty awesome. And those are our licensing news, but let's recap. So first off, right now, you can check out JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean, on Viz Media's Shonen Jump service. It's digital and it's available now. Next, we have Tying the Knot with an Agami Sister, GTO, and GTO 14 Days in Shonen. That's being released by Kodansha digitally on February 1st, 2022. You have Falling Drown and Fungus and Iron being released by Kodansha digitally on February 8th, 2022. Lightning and Romance is being released by Kodansha digitally February 11th, 2022. The Transcendent One-Side Love of Yoshida the Catch is being released by Kodansha digitally on the 15th of February, 2022, the day after Valentine's Day. I would have thought it had been released on Valentine's Day, but whatever. You have Sakura's Dedication being released by Kodansha digitally on February 22nd, 2022. And then in fall of 2022, Kodansha is releasing in print Be Very Afraid of Inuko Kanako, Is Love the Answer, and Parasite Full Color Collection Volume 1. So we have those to look forward to. And then some final general updates for the week. On February 24th, Mikasa Hayase is launching a new manga titled Soridomo Ototo wa Koshitageru, or Even So I Wish to Love My Younger Brother. It centers on two step-siblings. An older sister named Now and her younger brother. Now wants her little brother to depend on her more, but something seems to be lacking. This is going to be released in Hakusensha's Lala magazine. On February 22nd, manga creator Carlo Zen and artist Ikumi Fukuda are launching a new manga tentatively called Hachigatsu no Sora Hoshi no Kodama, or The Guns Echo Across an August Sky. This manga is described as a steampunk war chronicle that centers on airships whose guns will change the world. This is going to be released in Akita Shoten's Kodoko Demo Young Champion magazine. So we have that going on. Also on the 22nd of February, Reiji Miyajima is launching a new manga titled Shunuji Kei no Kodomo Tachi, or The Shunuji Siblings. Now this sibling romance comedy centers on 7 siblings, and it's going to launch first on Miyajima's Fanbox account. Then on February 25th, it's going to appear in Hakusensha's Young Animal magazine. So we got that going on. On February 19th, writer Atsushi Mikawa and artist Koichi Shimahoshi will launch a new manga titled Assassin's Labyrinth Kuroshiya no Mikyu. This Assassin's Battle Royale manga story begins when a gathering of unique assassins are locked inside the walls of an estate and the curtains open on a night of tragedy. This manga will be released in Akita Shoten's Champion Red magazine and sounds a lot like a lot of older stories I've heard about where a bunch of criminals get locked up in a prison together and then they have to kill each other. Kind of a battle royale situation. I'm actually kind of excited to check this one out because it seems so cool, and also I love Koichi Shimahoshi's artwork, so we're going to get there. On February 2nd, Shinbo Kitani and Takeshi Natsuhara will launch a new manga titled Karma no Negi wa Doku ga Aru Komo Kyoji no Ningen Kizagaku Kogi, or Komo's Onion is Poisoned, Instructor Komo's Lecture on Human Economics. This will be published in Shueisha's Grand Jump magazine, and if you've never heard of Shinbo Kitani, best known for Liar Game, one of my favorite mangas that is a Seinen series. So if you haven't had a chance, check that series out. It's well done. Fortunately, it never got a U.S. release, but I ended up buying most of it in original raw Japanese because I love the series so much because it's so different. There's also a live-action series. But anyway, I digress. On February 1st, Kai Sashimoto will launch a new manga in the Cells at Work franchise titled Hataraku Saibo Illegal, or Cells at Work Illegal. No word on what it's about, but it will be released on the Yan Manga website and will serialize on the first and third Tuesday of every month. On February 15th, Futa Kimura's new manga launched in Shogakukan's Korokoro Comics magazine. It is titled Ume no Makimoroshi, or All Great Achievement Requires Time, or Destiny Rewinders. The manga centers on Chrono, a boy whose right eye is imbued with a rewinder. It's a power to rewind time, and he belongs to a special time police unit that thwarts dark destinies by going back in time and changing history. The story puts Chrono on various types of missions, including romance, sports, and defeating terrorist actions. This one looked good, and I checked out the first chapter, and it was actually really funny. So, yep. That is the manga news for the week. So what were you most excited about? What were you most interested in for the licenses? For me, I was excited for Falling Drown, Tying the Knot with the Amagami Sisters, JoJo's obviously, and be very afraid of Inuki Kanoko. Which of the new licenses are you excited about? And what about the other news? What did you feel about it? Were you happy or sad? And have you ever heard of Jean-Claude Miseres and Valerian and Laureline? Have you ever heard of that series before? Have you ever read it before? Let me know. Email me at zanspiraken.com. So remember to like, share, subscribe. As usual, I am your host, Zan. Check our other podcasts out at www.spiraken.com. And as usual, I'm Gonzville. Catch you guys next time. And keep reading manga.